Y'all, it's your girl Gemini Jazz with House of Chiron, and we are back with another episode of Galactic Gossip. So, I hope last week was a wonderful week for you. I hope that this energy with the full moon in Aquarius was good and you were able to release these old, outdated, and oppressive beliefs and structures that have been in our lives. So, before we get right on into this week's forecast, this is the very last week of July before we head into August. So, really quick, I just want to say thank you for being here on my channel. If you are a new subscriber, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you are new to my channel, if you are returning, how are you doing? Welcome back, family. Yes. So, really quick announcements. The Trauma Conscious Full Moon Healing Circle tickets are available for August at the full moon in August. That information can be found in the description box below, as well as the information for the membership site as well. Also, keep a lookout for the Reiki services to post on my website, on my Instagram, on all my information. So you will see that will be coming up for you this week, and then look out because that's going to be in the description box on whatever video I post this week. All righty, so let's just dive right on in. So the week that we are going to be covering is the very last week of July. So this is going to go from July 25th all the way through July 31st. And starting off on the 25th, we have Mercury, which is in Cancer, making that opposition to Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. This is happening at 25 degrees on the 25th. Okay, so this influence is bringing in this energy that promotes us to dig deeper and discover what is really hidden, right? Because Pluto is about like obsessive and research and just kind of pulling back those layers. So whether the unseen is within our psyche or is like trapped within a book or some type of topic that you're interested in, we're going to be more prone to researching with laser focused energy to uncover whatever it is that we need to seek the truth in. Okay, so keep in mind, Pluto also rules transformation. So there could be some changes that could be occurring, whether they are externally or internally. And since we are shifting drastically this year, especially in our mentality and our belief systems, it's a great time to really gain a more profound sense of awareness of these things, including self-awareness, right? Because, Pluto is about yourself in a sense, but it's the psyche, the reason why you are and the reason why you do. So gaining that sense of self-awareness through the analysis of our patterns and our perceptions. So this is a wonderful energy to really have like an encounter with a therapist or just kind of journal some things and see what comes up for you. Might be some revelations that come from this. Be aware that we could really encounter others attempting to push their agendas through controlling, because that's that Pluto energy, trying to control the perceptions. Mercury is all about perceptions. So trying to control more so or push an agenda of what is true, or kind of having like some type of obsessive tendencies towards a topic and just kind of forcing something on you. So that energy is also present just as well as the other energies. Okay, so moving on to the 27th, we have Mercury entering into Leo. So we have all this energy in Leo now. We have the sun, we have Mercury now there, excuse me. So now that we have this energy going on, and not to mention Mars is there in Leo. And so when we have Mercury entering into this bold, kind of charismatic, dynamic sign, we are going to be really expressing ourselves with boldness and more confidence, right? So Mercury is going to be in Leo from July 27th all the way through August 11th. Okay, so often misunderstood, Mercury and Leo placements, because they're very bold and they're very confident in what they say and how they communicate, right? We're going to have excellent communication skills because also Mercury and Leo is a dynamic leader. So using our wit and using our charm, that Leo charm, to turn any situation into our favor, that's going to be a really good highlight of this energy. So that loud and passionate Leo energy is going to be felt through us all during this transit. So we have 3 weeks of this. So stepping into our rightful place as the individual leaders of our own lives, of our own pursuits, our own goals, and our own passions, because that's that Leo energy. We might have a tendency to come off as authoritative and a little bit dramatic in our ideas, because that's also Leo, very grandiose. So, and more so, we will be just really speaking with more enthusiasm, creating brilliance really through like artistic ideas, through our creative self-expression. These ideas could be coming up through many different ways. Also, just our natural zest for life is going to really help us pursue our goals and support us through whatever it is that we're trying to create during this transit. So our perceptions, logic, and the way that we communicate, our different various ways of communication will be coming from the heart, because that's that Leo energy. Leo rules the heart. Okay, so we have a good 3 weeks of this really bold energy. So use it wisely. Okay, so moving on, we have on July 28th, Jupiter. This is the big energy. Jupiter is going to retrograde back into Aquarius. Okay, so it's re-entering into Aquarius. So this is going to happen July 28th, and it will be in Aquarius until October 17th before it stations. Well, it'll still be in Aquarius, but it's going to be retrograde all the way up until it stations direct. So now Jupiter retrograde is really like encouraging us already to check within ourselves in order to realign to the work that we are committed to, right? We are going to be receiving a lot of revisiting of those opportunities that we assume were missed also. So Jupiter retrogrades back into the sign of Aquarius. It's like, okay, let's wrap these loose ends. From when the time that Jupiter was transiting Aquarius earlier this year. So keep in mind that Saturn is also in Aquarius, and it's going to be providing that discipline and that structure in order to make those endeavors and those opportunities solid. So what we are truly desiring to expand on, because Jupiter rules expansion, abundance, opportunity, optimism. So also, where do we see the most growth in our lives, you know, so far? Where have we, like, if we go back retrospect and we look and see how far we have come, where have we seen the most growth? And it's due to our discipline, due to, you know, our positive thoughts and positive and optimistic thinking towards our future. So where have we grown in these areas, or which area have you grown the most? So these are questions that we can ask ourselves during this Jupiter retrograde in Aquarius, or back into Aquarius period. So the internal will always reflect externally. So with this energy, it's allowing us to shift back into that sign of innovation in our autonomy. So adapting to that more autonomous way of life, right? Releasing those structures that say, you know, those traditions that no longer are useful, releasing those things and allowing those new opportunities to come in, and allowing them be for who it is that you are collectively, and also who, not collectively, but more so who it is that we are individually, and how that can assist us all collectively. So this is going to bring us in balance with those opportunities. That's going to encourage growth within our realities, right? So within and without, okay? Then we have Mars, which is in Leo, making this opposition to Jupiter retrograde the very next day, as after it enters into Aquarius. And this is happening at 29 degrees. Now I'm going to talk about this 29th degree. But first I'm going to say, with this opposition, Mars is really passionate. It's about initiating things. It's our confidence, right? It's the thing that sparks us, make us feel alive again. So we are confident and full of passion on this day. And this aspect between Mars and Jupiter is going to really increase our ability to take those risks that's necessary, and also being able to use our willpower. Oppositions are typically a tough aspect in astrology, but This one can be really auspicious because it's making the opposition to Jupiter, which is retrograde in Aquarius. So it's like our need to achieve is going to be increased today. Our attitudes will be displaying strength and eagerness and courage and charisma, all those Leo qualities. And we'll be able to do just that. We'll be able to achieve what it is that we are pursuing. On the other end of things, we can really succumb to our own detriment by becoming overconfident and stretching ourselves too thin, because Jupiter is about abundance. It's about expansion. So we might really expand beyond our reach, and it might be too much. So focusing on what is yours to handle, not really stretching yourself too thin. Do not take on too much, even if the energy that we are feeling and the energy that we are possessing internally encourages us to overestimate our capacity. Really keep this in mind, that this is not the ideal day to do so. Just focus on what is for you to focus on. Okay, so now this transit is happening during the anaretic degree. So this is the 29th degree. So the anaretic degree is the 29th degree of any sign, which is the last degree of any sign that it's in. And this typically represents the ending of a cycle. And typically these cycles are cycles of lessons. So what is the final experience of this journey? And in this case, it's wrapping up those opportunities that are missed or overlooked with that Jupiter retrograde in Aquarius, and those lessons about being innovative, being who it is that you are at your soul expression, your soul core being, because Mars is in Leo. So wrapping up those lessons about not really tapping into the zest of life and tapping into who it is that you are, and allowing those outside structures and those traditions that don't align to who it is that you are change or really steal that joy, right? So Mars will assist us in removing those blockages, right? Those blockages that are hindering us to achieve and pursue what is ours, whether it's fear, a restrictive authority, or even a restrictive or limiting mindset. These things are also possible, and just depends on how this is playing out in your chart. But this is all possible with, being released and being removed on this day. So although we're going to be feeling really, great and having all this energy to really achieve things, just keep in mind that this is wrapping up the cycle of something, and something is being released. So this is known as the degree of fate, and it presents us with what has been destructive in our lives in order to let it go, in order to receive these opportunities that are going to be coming back around for us. All right, so Mars wraps up that 29th degree, just so the very next day on July 29th, it can enter into Virgo. So it will be in the sign of Virgo from July 29th all the way through September 14th. And so Mars in Virgo can be mean and nitpicky, I do agree, but this is just one side of this energy. The beautiful side of this energy is the pairing of the two, right? So it's the planet of action is in the sign of the sign of service to others, right? So when you have that Virgo, it's really the Mars in Virgo is going to really kind of it's like a call to action to show up for others. So Virgo is known to focus on a task until it is perfected. And as we shift our focus to perfect those things that we have been working on, we are sure to be like really including that service-driven energy, the aspect of all it is that we do. So this transit is going to have us really in the pursuit of perfection, but it's more so perfecting how it is that you show up for others, how it is that you provide that service, to others. And it's, all about the little details. It's about the mundane things that you can do, the chores, the simple things. So keep in mind that Venus is also in Virgo right now. And so not only are we finding value in that and showing our love language in that way, now we're going to be actually putting it in action. So those little details matter the most, especially with this transit. All right, so that is all that I have for the month of July and for this week's forecast. I hope that this week and all the energy that is coming is going to be beneficial for you, and that you are able to, tap into the energies and use them at your best ability. And if you have any questions, you can always hit me up. You can find me in any of the links below: my Instagram, my email, my website, my Facebook, my Twitter, all that good stuff. Yeah, you can find me there. So I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I will connect with you all soon. Bye.